Mic check, mic check. Hello, good evening. How is everybody today? Sean Burke here, your humble host. Thought I'd do a little episode on who I am, where I'm from, what I do, and what this podcast is going to be about, you know? So, to start, I am from Brampton, Ontario, in Canada, which is where this podcast is being recorded. I was born and raised in Brampton, Ontario to two immigrant parents, both Scottish. Moved here when they were in their early to mid 20s, just before having me. A brother of four, the oldest. And so, we started at Knightsbridge in Bramalea area, moved over to Sandalwood and 10, and now up near Mayfield and 10. So, we moved around a little bit in Brampton, but, my parents have done well for themselves over the years. Proud of that. So the first time I moved, I was 17. I left to go to university, Burke University in St. Catharines. And I lived there I actually ended up moving in with my buddy's older brother and his mates, which played for the Brock soccer team. So, we had some good parties. I can say that at that house. And then from there, I moved to another spot in Rockwood, and I was there for about 3 years. Then I moved back home for a little while, got my shit together, had to get a job, regular job and shit. And I was also working as a booking agent. So I would basically book talent for shows locally and across Canada. I worked with bands, mostly, a few rap or hip hop artists here and there. So I was acting as like a booking manager for some local talent. Then from there, I moved out to Mississauga, got a spot with one of my buddies, 5207, shout out the crew. And we held that spot down for like 3 years, I think. And that was pretty cool. And now I'm back in Brampton. I'm about to move again, but it's besides the point. While I was in Mississauga, I did actually end up moving to Atlanta for a little while, a few months at a time. Basically, it was like my year and a half of having 2 leases. But it was cool, man. I was out there working with an artist from here, Adriana. She's dope. We met a couple people, shot some videos, recorded some tracks, did some shows, things like that. I was her road manager. So that was kind of like, my real start into music. Like while I was in university, I had a little radio show at Brock. It didn't last very long. It was only a few months, but yeah, it was fun, man. So I've always had like a passion for music and tech and design, just things like that, video and startups, like entrepreneurship. That's something I'm passionate about. So I do run a multimedia company. Yeah, we record music, we make music, we produce, we shoot video, we shoot photography, we edit video, we edit photography. We build and design websites as well as mobile applications. Me specifically, I produce and I can record audio as well as minor mixing, and I'm also a app designer, so I design prototypes for apps. And then I also run an e-commerce website, which I sell like various items. Some of it's drop shipping, some of it's shipped from overseas, and some of it is sourced locally. I do the deliveries myself. I'll do installations myself. That's kind of what I do. So I'm a multimedia artist and an e-commerce website manager. And so that's kind of what I do. When I got back from Atlanta, gaining a lot of experience, but not having the proper skill set to really take things to the next level myself out there, kind of motivated me to go back to school because I didn't actually finish Brock University. I got academically suspended, let's say, yeah. I never went back, so university wasn't really for me, but I did want to expand my skill set, and so I went to college. I'll recommend post-secondary education only because I think it can help certain types of people. If you know what you want to do and you know what your goals are, then go there. If your goal in life is to get a job, go to school. If it's to work for yourself, you don't need to go to school to learn the things, for example, I learned. But for me, it was good. First of all, Trudeau paid for it. Shout out. Got a loan from the government who paid for half of my school. So I had that going for me. I had the flexibility because I was working for my father's company, fire protection. So I was able to book the days and take the days off that I needed. So it worked out in my favor. I wouldn't, like I say, I do believe in post-secondary education. There are values in it, but if you don't know what you're going for, don't waste your time. Talking to like 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds out there. Learn a skill first. Learn what you like. Try new things. And then maybe you can, find a college or a university that can offer you some sort of direction and help and find good mentors. But I really think it's important to be like at a mature level and know what you want before you go to school. Because other than that, it's a waste of time, man. I'm sure there's tons of people out there that are listening and they know what they went to school for and what they do for a living are completely opposite, or know a couple people that are in that same boat. And if you're one of the lucky ones that you work in exactly what you studied and you got a great job, good for you, man. Good for you. I'm more here for the entrepreneurs, man. I'm here for the people that are running startups, the people that are trying to do their own thing. Because it's a big old world out here, man. There's plenty of money for all of us to get. So set your goals and, achieve them. So yeah, this podcast is going to be about just that, man. Music, which is something that's close to me, something I have experience in, something I make. People, I'll be talking about other artists I know that are working hard and doing their thing. It'll be about design. So we're going to talk about trends, style, animation, the future of design, things like that. Because I think it's just relevant to everything. Design is everywhere. From no matter what industry you're in, design has touched that in some shape or form, So we'll get into like UX, UI, which is like user experience and user interaction, which I think is cool, which will lead us to tech. So we'll be talking about the future, applications, smart tech, and the usefulness of some of the new technologies that we are seeing. I don't know if everybody keeps up to date, but if you don't, I'll gladly update you on that kind of stuff. We'll talk about some video and photos, video mostly that will relate to music and design, because I think they're all correlated. And we'll talk about startups, man. Startups. Shout out to all the startups. I'll shout out ones I know personally, as well as ones I admire, I follow and respect, as well as new ones coming up or old stories. And if anybody's got any stories, feel free to email me. And then the other, we'll throw in a little bit of sports and food. So, some recipes I do cook. Like I say, I've been living alone for a while. Don't cook as often, but as I should say, but still cook. Still like to try new recipes. For the sports, it'll be limited, man. We're going to be talking Raptors, Celtic, and maybe, EPL, Spanish League, things like that, man. I only really watch footy and basketball. Mind you, I did watch fucking curling last night, which was quite interesting. I can't lie. I really started to understand curling. I also watch poker. I watch some boring shit, man. I don't know, but I won't bore you guys with that kind of stuff. So, like I say, it'll be mainly music, technology, and entrepreneurship style podcast, and the way the world's moving, man. And we're just gonna talk, and there'll be another couple guys that you'll probably get familiar with that'll be on my show more than once. But we'll go from there. So, just want to wish everybody a good night. Hope everybody's chilling, enjoying themselves. And so to close, I'll play one of my instrumentals out. Hope y'all enjoy. Peace.